that the only practical conservative vote in order to stop a Massachusetts moderate is to go vote for Newt Gingrich. And with your help, you'll get, I think, a tremendous victory today. I'm prepared to make a couple of commitments to South Carolina. First, on the very first day that I'm president, with your help, we will direct the Attorney General to drop the lawsuit over voting requirements so that, in fact, we can have an honest vote and know that the person voting is actually the person who is legally registered. Second, on that day, I'll instruct the Attorney General to drop the lawsuit against South Carolina, Alabama, and Arizona on illegal immigration. The federal government should be seeking help, not stopping help, and I will move and ask the Congress to cut off all federal funding to any sanctuary city which is refusing to enforce the law of the United States. So, third, we're exploring exactly how to do this, but I will issue an executive order, the effect of which will be to stand down all of the National Labor Relations Board activities of Barack Obama that have been a war against jobs. The Obama administration, in effect, has been waging war against jobs here. The other two things I'll do, or three things rather, I'll do that will have a big effect in South Carolina on jobs. And jobs is our first big domestic challenge because America only works when Americans are working. We will actively help and promote the development of offshore natural gas. Those jobs pay about $80,000 a year. There's at least $29 billion of natural gas offshore, and the real number is probably in excess of $100 billion worth of natural gas. That creates an industry. It also creates royalties for the federal government and for the state government. I will then move to use part of that royalty from natural gas to modernize the Port of Charleston. The Port of Charleston affects 1 out of every 5 jobs in South Carolina. It's that important. And with the Panama Canal being widened in 2014, we need to improve and modernize the Port of Charleston to be able to use the ships that are going to come through the Panama Canal. Otherwise, they literally won't be able to get into the port. Finally, I will ask the Congress to apply modern management to the Corps of Engineers. I was told the other day that the Corps of Engineers today, because of its bureaucracy, takes 8 years to study developing the port. Not to do it, 8 years to study. We fought the entire Second World War in 3 years and 8 months. Now, the idea that we can't figure out how to fix the port, and this is typical, we need to unleash the American people to get the job done, not tie them up in regulation and litigation and Washington-based control. So with your help today, if you'll make sure all of your friends and neighbors turn out, if you'll convince them that the only practical conservative vote is for Newt Gingrich, I think we'll have a very big success today. I think it sets the stage then to go to Florida and beyond Florida to clearly take Barack Obama on at every level, to take him on values, where he is a Saul Alinsky radical, and I stand for American exceptionalism, to take him on the economy, where he has been the best food stamp president in American history. I'd like to be the best paycheck president in American history. And to take him on national security, where he is the weakest president in modern times, and we need strength if we are going to make sure our enemies don't come here. And 9/11 should be a lesson we should never forget, that there are people on the planet who hate us, there are people who would like to kill us. It is the #1 job of the President of the United States to keep us safe from enemies domestic and foreign. I wear a little pin. This is George Washington's Commander-in-Chief flag that flew in front of his command headquarters at Valley Forge. It's a reminder that when they wrote the Constitution, the president of the convention was George Washington. When they wrote in that the president's commander-in-chief, he had been commander-in-chief in the field for 8 years fighting the British. We want a president who understands the world. We want a president who is honest about who our enemies are. We want a president who understands that defeating them overseas is vastly preferable to risking their coming here. And we want a president who is committed to modernizing the intelligence, the defense, the diplomatic system so that it is as effective as possible, cutting out the bureaucracy and the red tape, but also making the investments necessary so that no one in your lifetime, and the lifetime of our children and grandchildren, can challenge us as the leading country in the world. With your help, I hope to take the spirit, the strength of the people of South Carolina to the White House. With your help, we will change Washington dramatically. We will unleash the American people so that we can rebuild the country that we love. I think that we have every opportunity. I am thrilled by the responses we're getting and the fact that we're proving that ideas and people beat money and consultants. And you've endured a long campaign. I thank you for your help. So, last comment. I'm going to go back to it really practical. I've been in a lot of campaigns in my life. Polls are good. Votes are better. Please make sure that everyone you know goes to vote today. This is it in South Carolina. They need to vote before 7. You don't want to run into them tonight and have them say, oh my gosh, I forgot. And if they're at all confused, just remind them, the only practical conservative vote that can stop a Massachusetts moderate is Newt Gingrich. Thank you very, very much.